As an entrepreneur, how do you choose your market entry strategy? How do you choose your product development strategy? Do you wait until you have a brilliant, innovative idea that has never been seen before you can actually start a business? Or do you find an already existing market and just improve it? Or you know what, just copy and paste what's happening already in the market and see if you have a chance at growth. In this video, I want to talk about market growth and product development strategies. But I'm not doing this video alone. I have Debola Ajayi, a business consultant and social impact enthusiast. We're going to together talk about market growth, growing your business, and scaling.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Right.
My name is PC Timmy, and on here I create brand marketing and inspirational videos every single week. If this is your first video, make sure that you click on the button below to subscribe and click on the bell notification button so you always know when I release a new video. All right then, let's get right into it. Now, when it comes to building a business or scaling a startup, there are 4 key product development strategies that is widely known. The first one, which is the one with the lowest risk, is called market penetration. Market penetration is simply introducing an existing product into an already existing market. Can you give us an example of a market penetration strategy real quick?
When you're talking about an existing product into an existing market, so basically what we're saying is that you want to start a business, or maybe you're a startup, right? Or you want to diversify your current product line into a new type of product or service. But what you're going to offer the market is something that a competitor is already offering. So basically, it simply means that your product or service already exists. Somebody's already offering it, and somebody's already paying for it. So whenever you're going to offer something to the market that is already being offered, that is market penetration.
Very quick example, a biggie coming to the market when there's already Coca-Cola and Pepsi is simply market penetration. The second type of product development strategy is market development, which is medium risk. Now, market development is introducing an existing product to a new market.
So when you're thinking about market development, the one word that really helps you to clarify it and have a hold on it is geography, right? Or demography. So just look at geography or demography. So geography is, yes, this product exists, right? But you want to take this existing product into a new place that it hasn't yet started or gained traction. So it's a new market. So kind of like when Uber came to Nigeria, right? So Nigeria was a new market for them. So even though they had been existing in the West, right, in other countries, but coming to Nigeria was market development, right? So that's the strategy.
And then the third one is product development. Now, product development is introducing a new or improved product into an already existing market.
So I mean, it's a new or improved, like you said. So improved will mean that there is a real differentiating factor, right? If not, we're really back to market penetration, right? Exactly. So even though it's improved, you want to make sure that when you're talking about improved, you're talking about something that really is clear that, wow, this is doing something that was already being done, but way better. So for example, just a simple example, think about when the personal computer came on board to knock out the typewriter. So new, improved, I mean, doing, providing a similar service of making it possible to, type out words and stuff, but the innovation, I mean, it was clear that this was a new product in that, in that market. So basically, you're talking about taking a new product or something you're innovating into a market already what's existing. So it's like you're pushing the frontier, right? You're giving people, and I mean, if you have the opportunity to provide such a service in the market, I mean, you're going to cash out.
I think another key example is the introduction of the fintech industry. So they've been banking for a while, and traditional banks are doing the stuff. I mean, fintechs come and they have their different niches. I want to do savings, or I want to do lending, and I'm using technology. So the key thing with product development, as Debola said, is identifying your distinguishing factor. What makes me different, or what makes my product different from the already existing products around the market already. And then once you can find that USP, then you can definitely push into the market. Now, the last one is diversification. Diversification is new product, new market, which is simply like when an Uber came to disrupt the whole transport industry. So Debola mentioned Uber before, coming from the West to Africa. That's market development. But when Uber came as an idea to the world, that was diversification. So if you have like a new idea, it's not existing at all, nobody has seen it before, completely innovative, and you're taking it to a market for the first time, that's diversification. But it's the highest type of risk when it comes to product development.
I mean, when we're talking about highest, it's not just the highest type of risk, it's also incredibly rare. What we're talking about is like when the Steam engine or Facebook, you know, revolutionizing social networking, or when the Steam engine was created, or when the Bessemer converter was created, or when the light bulb was discovered. These are usually groundbreaking, earth-shattering ideas. So they're incredibly rare, and of course, that already tells us that very productive. I mean, you're going to cash out. That becomes a massive cash cow. But I want to be careful with diversification, because it reminds me of some dude, right? That you know, he came on board this program called Shark Tank to pitch a new idea. And what this new idea was a Bluetooth earpiece. But what was different about his product was, rather than the traditional, you know, either the earphone or the earpods, you know, Bluetooth device for picking a phone call or music, you know, and stuff, it's that you would have surgery and the Bluetooth device will be implanted into your head, literally. Like, this was this guy's literal idea. And I mean, the judges were mortified. The word is mortified. Right? They were like, dude, you're crazy. Who's going to I mean, well, and so they're asking him, that like, okay, so if you bring out an upgrade, I want a new, you know, version. So what's going to happen? And the guy says, and straight face, and this guy, as in straight face, he's like, well, you do surgery, you take it out, we'll put a new one in. And you're like, bro, you're mad. It's not, this is not even just about whether we're going to invest in this or not. Like, we're telling you need medical help. So when you're talking about diversification, you want to be careful. Right, but then again, I mean, the road.
When you said you're mad, what I remember is this quote by Steve Jobs that said, "Only the crazy ones."
And I was coming to that. That I mean, on the other hand, really, the path to rare, earth-breaking, earth-shattering ideas are usually crazy. Yeah, it's literally madness, right? So you know, I mean, let's watch out for that guy. We never know whether that's going to be the next.
Amazing story. I'm going to research. I'm just going to put a bit to device.
Really cool.
Amazing stuff. I think one of the things you want to take away is there's no right way or only way to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. If you're lucky enough to have a groundbreaking idea, then awesome, go for a new product, new market. If you don't, but you also still have a business acumen, then straight up do market penetration, have money and stuff. So, and that brings me to this, right? So depending on the kind of product marketing strategy that you choose, there are different kinds of growth strategies that work. So for instance, if I'm doing market penetration, my growth strategies will be different from when I'm doing market development. So if I'm doing market penetration, a key thing for me could be pricing. I'm already entering a flooded market, so maybe I want to reduce my prices, or what else can I do?
And so just, you know, taking it from there, talking about price, and so I want to penetrate into an existing market with an existing product. Well, I mean, the major point here is to seek for your competitive advantage, which means that a major focal point in your strategic reasoning is, how am I going to arrive at what we call competitive advantage? Which means that, look, whatever you're doing, have a great team, have an office that is beautiful, that looks like Facebook, whatever it is you want to do, you must make sure that understanding the competition is at the core, right? And so, for example, this will lead me to applying what we call competitive pricing, which basically means that I research the prices that my competitors are offering in the industry, and I sort of like benchmark, right? But be careful, because pricing is what positions you in the market. So for just quick understanding, you can either be positioned as a focused low-cost product. So, for example, think about the Techno, or you can be premium. Think about the iPhone, right, and the Apple. So, when you're talking about your pricing, just remember, in light of your competition, remember that because your competition already exists as a sort of benchmark in the industry, you are communicating to the market who you are and what you stand for. Which means that, so if I position myself for as a premium brand, then I must build into my product development everything that reflects I'm premium, right? And if I'm focused low cost, that's I'm producing for the mass market, then I must include in my product development strategy everything that reflects for that market. So, these are very important things when it comes to market penetration. For market development, where basically you're talking about an existing product, but it's a new market, right? Because it's a new market, the key word here you must keep at the back of your mind is first mover advantage, right? You have an advantage in terms of the fact that you're the first bringing this service into this market, just like so what Uber had, right, in Africa. You get it, but you must be careful. First mover advantage no longer has the duration. You don't get that monopoly that first mover advantage gives you. Doesn't last as long as it used to in the days of Standard Oil and
because to the market and somebody
technology. I mean, you see what has happened with Uber, with Bolt, Taxify, Opay. I mean, and the thing is still being flooded, right?
So I think when you have first mover advantage, it's not enough for you to get into the market. It's for you to now think about sustenance. How do I get in and then sustain it and make sure that my customers are loyal to me even when I'm not?
And so there are two things I want to say here, right, for this strategy of what you're talking about first mover advantage. Number one, you must think about barriers. Right? How are you going to create barriers to entry in this market? So, for example, imagine a sports store in a stadium. That's a good market, right? In a sense, if you are the only sports store in that stadium, you have first mover advantage. Why? Because a lot of people will buy sporting stuff. Imagine you have a sports store at Wembley. At Arsenal Stadium, at Man U Stadium, you cash out now, right? People are going to buy enough from you, but what's stops somebody else from coming to set up a shop beside you? Get a license, right? Make a deal with the owners of the stadium. I want to be the exclusive shop owner or seller of all
So you make it harder for other people to come and take your position.
How can I make it harder for other people to come and take advantage of my position? And the second thing I must say to you is that you must spend money on R&D. You must keep your finger on research and development. Look, you must make so the center, the center for you, your center focus for you right now will not be the competition like in the earlier strategy we talked about, but the focal point for you here will be innovation. The innovation. You have to keep innovating. That's how you stay ahead of the curve, which means that you must be pouring some insane amount of money in your research and development to maintain that first mover advantage. Right. And then, the third strategy we spoke about. Basically, you're talking about taking a new product into an existing market.
For this one of the key things that will definitely help you is the story. How marketing. You actually say, marketing. So I have a setting, I have a phone already, but you're telling me that there's this new phone that has better features. Sell the product. That's really what it is. Because people already have a need and they have already realized they have the need because they're using our product already. So you want to introduce something better, the idea is to sell the story. Make them see that if you drop this one you're currently using and you take up mine, you're getting better benefits for it. So the idea is to have a very compelling narrative that tells people why they should use your product. And then also teach them how to use your product. Because not just about saying, oh, this is my product, is amazing. It's also about teaching them how to use your product so it's easier for them to adopt. So I can drop this immediately and move to the next one because I have tutorials, I have webinars, I have content I can consume and it can get me to start up right now.
Basically what she's talking about there in telling them how to use it, what you're doing is you're reducing what we call switching cost. You're reducing the cost for the customer to switch from one thing to another thing, right? So basically what she's saying comes down to is the focal point for this strategy is a huge marketing budget.
Not necessarily a marketing budget, because when you say marketing budget, you're talking spend.
Oh, well,
right? Sometimes it's just being able to give out information.
I was going to go there because one mistake that people make when it comes to marketing today is that there's a greater focus on the platforms, on the spend, much more than on the strategic reasoning behind what you. So when I say marketing I'm even talking about your ideation.
Exactly. It's nothing about. I've seen startups that are doing amazing because they have mad storytelling versus amazing company, big companies. They have all the money in the world, but nobody's gravitating towards their product because their story is not compelling. So before you think about money, don't let money be a budget. Think about the concept. How do I tell this story that will capture people's attention instead of just how much do I have to spend? Because if you put out that information and people can connect with it emotionally, they can't see the need, they can't see themselves in it. And they say that people buy into expressions of themselves. So if I can see myself in your story, I'm more likely to buy. It's not about the money. It's really just about the narrative.
So basically what she's saying here is that you must invest in having deep understanding, not just of your products, but also of the user, right? And you must find where in your marketing these two things meet. So I must be able to craft a compelling, creative narrative from my product to the market. Look, every product has a market. There is no product for every market. Every product has a market. A product can have primary market, secondary market, you know, and a tertiary
there's
market.
always that
But
niche
there's always a niche, a core.
Yeah.
Even Coke. There are age brackets who no longer drink Coke.
Yeah.
So even Coke that you
Even
might
though
think
it's
that,
mass,
even
there's
though it's
people that
mass,
it's made
there
for.
is still an age bracket that they're getting more sales from
Yeah.
than, you know, other demographics, right? So you want to really understand your demography, you must do what we call demographical analysis.
Yeah, so when it comes to understanding your target audience,
Yeah.
it's not just really about demography anymore.
Yeah.
So demography is their age, their gender, their
Yeah,
location.
yeah.
It's really now more about their psychography, their
Yeah,
interests,
yeah,
who they
yeah,
are, their
yeah,
hobbies,
yeah.
their
You
needs.
must go
So
deeper,
go
yeah.
beyond just,
Yeah,
oh,
go
yeah,
beyond the physical
they're
attributes.
18 to 35,
Yeah.
you know, they stay in Lagos. But who are they
Yeah,
really, right? What are
yeah.
their interests?
Yeah.
What do they, what
Yeah,
social media do they use?
yeah.
How do they use
What
those channels?
drives what we call
Exactly, their buying decision, exactly. Understand
I
their
want to
buying
say
needs.
this here, being a consultant, having worked with a couple of brands, one thing I've noticed for the small and medium-sized businesses is the inability, the lack of interest to spend money on research.
True.
Yeah. I mean, many small and medium businesses are too focused on, I want to sell. I want to create and sell. I want to create. Most of the spending is on creating the product and selling it. Just want to sell. Look, you must invest in research.
The funny thing is, if you spend a lot of time and money on R&D,
Yeah.
the amount of results you will get for
Get from
little marketing efforts
Whoa,
will be amazing.
Yeah.
So what startups do is, instead of doing R&D first,
Yeah.
they do the marketing,
Yeah.
then it doesn't work,
Oh,
they don't come back. Oh,
Actually, when
okay.
they come back, they're even still talking about, so how much will we spend?
You get-
You know, give us the budget.
Or just give us a creative idea. But no, okay, what's our product?
Yeah.
Do we even have a product market
Yeah.
fit? How are people going to
Yeah.
use the
Yeah.
product?
Yeah.
So it's really important for us.
And you know, and if you check it, it's one of the major differences that we have between ourselves and Silicon Valley, right? You know, in short, in the West, when you're talking about investor funds into an idea, there is a portion of the fund that is for ideation.
Yeah.
It's for
Just
for
product
testing, for
yeah.
prototyping,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
product mapping.
Yeah.
It's not even for sales.
So it's so interesting.
it's-
I mean, so we're doing digital marketing. I'm in digital marketing industry. We're doing digital marketing here, and it's all about performance campaign storytelling. And you know, just look to the West, and what they're doing is growth. And growth is simply one word: experimentation.
Yeah.
They're not believing in let's
Yeah.
just run campaigns. Always
Yeah.
A/B testing,
Yeah.
experiment,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
learn and
They are
optimize.
so
But
big on
we're so like,
experimentation.
no, once we have one thing that
I tell
works,
you,
they use it.
It's the
to-
major reason why we're
Yes,
not really
it's
getting
amazing.
earth-shattering ideas. You should, even when you approach an investor, many investors, so when am I getting my money back? So how soon is it going to take me to get my money back? Yo, if you're going to break something innovative and long-run profitable, you must focus and be willing to invest in experimentation and in research and development. It's
And so let's just talk about the last, which is diversification.
Diversification.
So if I have a earth-shattering, groundbreaking, innovative idea,
Oh my God.
what do I need to know to be able to sort of like scale?
What we just finished saying is really what also applies to diversification.
Yeah.
You really start with that design thinking concept, right?
Yes.
The beginning I believe that the beginning for this strategy really must be empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah. You must.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be user focused.
Yeah. You must
It's
be
not
user
about
focused.
them. It's
So
just
don't be like our
proactive.
Shark Tank guy, right?
Because why would I want? Okay, so I want a Bluetooth, yes,
Yeah,
but
but
does it work for me to do surgery?
surgery?
No. So
What?
yes, empathy is like the biggest thing
empathy
when
is,
creating products, especially
yeah.
when the
Creating
product
a
is not
product.
existing, the
Yeah,
market is not
yeah,
existing.
yeah.
It has to be solely
Yeah.
about the user.
And you know what? Empathy is not sympathy. I want to say this. Yeah.
Yeah, empathy is
Sympathy is, oh wow, you hit your leg. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. No, empathy is somebody hits his or her leg beside you. You hit your leg also to feel the pain the person is feeling. It is not. It's not theoretical. It is literally putting yourself in another person's shoes.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, the most groundbreaking ideas, those entrepreneurs will tell you that it was because they encountered a problem.
Yeah,
They saw a
this-
need
yeah,
and they
yeah,
found, okay, what can I do to solve that my problem and then my need? And how many other people do I
Yeah.
think would have the same problem and need? And then that's where the idea comes.
And so if you notice, you will see that a lot of people that innovate have historical learning or historical experience in that thing that they're eventually able to make affordable or make available to a large number of people. So it's either, like you said, something they've expressed in their life, a pain point. yeah, or so something around them,
yeah,
or
designation.
they've worked under someone in that industry for a long time, and they just came
saw
out
the
and
gap.
pivoted. They saw a gap and they just pivoted from there into and stuff. Yeah, so I mean,
Okay, so I think we've dealt a lot with this topic. We went like different ways.
Yeah.
So you know what? Just let us know what you think about this in the comment section below. If you have any questions about market entry, product development, or business growth, please ask the questions down there, and we'll be here to answer your questions. Debola is a YouTuber too, so he will definitely be here. Follow him on Instagram at Debola_Ajayi.
Yeah.
On YouTube, it's also Debola Ajayi, and of course, you know me, it's PC Timmy. Subscribe, click on the bell notification button,
Share, by all means.
and share. That's it.
So
Peace
this is
out,
very
guys.
real. Yeah.